Hi. So what you're about to watch is a Muay Thai Library session with Jean-Charles Skarbowsky of France. He is the owner of all of the Skarbowsky gyms around the world. There are actually many locations around the world that are Skarbowsky gyms. This is the BKK Skarbowsky gym, which is traditionally, historically, the jockey gym in Bangkok, which is really incredible. This is where he trained when he was a young fighter in Thailand. This is a little bit different from how I normally do my Muay Thai Library sessions. It's unique in many ways. One is that we don't have very many non-Thais in the Muay Thai Library. We only have Andy Thompson, who founded the Lana Muay Thai Gym in the north. We have Sifu, Robert McGuinness, who was here at the very, very famed Sidyotong Gym, kind of working hand in hand with Ajahn Tui back in the Golden Age. And we have Jean-Charles Skarbowsky, who was a fighter at this very unique, brilliant moment at the end of the Golden Age, and he became #1 ranked at Rajadamnern, and it's really incredible. The reason this is different is that normally when I'm working with the legends and crews of Thailand, I'm going to be voicing over in real time with what's happening on the screen in order to, 1, explain what's being taught, 2, to translate, and 3, to kind of put it into context of what it felt like and what's being done in the process of learning that from these legends and crews. Skarbowsky is speaking English to me the entire time, so I don't have anything that I need to translate in what he's saying, and he's explaining for himself what it is that he's teaching, how he came to realize it, where it fits within his own understanding of how he was learning Muay Thai in Thailand and carrying it over into, you know, fighting on these huge stages in the late Golden Age of the Muay Thai. So I'm not going to be voicing over in real time the way that I normally would for the Muay Thai Library session, but instead, because he has such a unique place in the history of Muay Thai as a Westerner fighting at this time, we're just going to publish it with him giving his own words, and you guys can hear and understand what it is that he's teaching and what it is that allowed him to come to these realizations and how it worked for him in his own process. If you would like to see my annotated version, I'm going to do a little different version of how I normally do it for Patreon, but I'm going to be watching the video and giving my notes, giving explanations, giving kind of references to other library sessions. I'll be doing that for my patrons, so if you're not yet a patron, you can easily become one by clicking on the link in the description below, and you can watch not only this session, which is a little bit of an outlier, but you can watch more than 170 hours of long-form instruction from the crews and legends of Thailand with my real-time explanation, translation, description of what's being taught in those sessions. So I hope you guys enjoy. Skarbowsky, is really, really an honor for me to work with him and to be taught by him at the Skarbowsky gym in Bangkok, the jockey gym in Bangkok. So I hope you guys enjoy it. All right, so this is driving through Bangkok. We're on our way to the Skarbowsky gym, which is historically the jockey gym. Jockey gym is very famous in the Golden Age history of Thailand's Muay Thai. Absolute legends come from the jockey gym. So you have Somrak is probably the most famous, but then you also have Silapatai, Lurdzilla, Sanchai, if you guys have heard of it, came out of the jockey gym for a while. It's a very very excellent gym, and it's still around. Jean-Charles Skarbowsky is a Frenchman who came to Thailand, and he trained at the famed jockey gym. And then when things change, you know, owners die or business changes, all these different things, Skarbowsky actually bought the jockey gym. And so it still is in its original location. It still has its original setup, more or less. It has the same shrine that it's always had, which is really historically amazing. And Skarbowsky has put his name on it, so it's Skarbowsky Gym BKK, but it's still really known as Jockey Gym to Thais in the area with the Skarbowsky name added to it. I'm American, so I have always said Skarbowsky, like we say the Big Lebowski, but Jean-Charles himself told me that it's actually Skarbowsky, a little bit with a V on the W, so just as close to Skarbowsky as you can get. In Thailand, there's no Jean-Charles in Thai. They call him Chong. Chong comes from the Thai pronunciation of Jean. So he's Chong Skarbowsky with like an ST instead of an SK. But if you say Skarbowsky, people will know what you're talking about. But Chong rather than Jean, and Jean-Charles is how Thai people know him. He had a very cool chaya given to him by the Muay Thai news writers, like sports writers. He was called the Death Perfume. So I don't know entirely where this came from, like a wispiness or something. I don't know what the perfume is. Maybe it's because he's French, but this is Nam Hom Maranat is how you say that. The street that this gym is down is so cool. It's very, very narrow. It's very hard to drive down. If there's any traffic coming towards you, you barely fit. But this street in particular in this area has rickshaws that you'll see right in front of us here that carry people down into it. So they'll get off their bus, their shared cab, whatever the thing is that they're using on the main highway, and then they'll hire a rickshaw, these are school kids, to bring them down into the neighborhood. So the gym is kind of tucked away. There's a little bit of parking like in the back. You'll see where we park if you're going to be driving there yourself, but these little narrow roadways and the way to get there is very old school, old neighborhood, romantic. Skarbowsky started Muay Thai in France, and he came to Thailand in, if you read the Siam Fight Mag interview with Skarbowsky, that Serge Truffaut is who writes that. He has many great interviews. He says that Skarbowsky came to Thailand in 1993 and had 5 fights at that time and won them, did very well. Those aren't on his Wikipedia record, which kind of makes sense. They were probably not like big stadium fights. They were probably more local or festival fights, or just something that's not Lumpini and Rajadamnern. But by 1997, you'll start seeing Skarbowsky's name at big stadia, and he was fighting on the King's birthday, which is a huge deal. If you follow John Wayne Parr, he talks a lot about what a huge honor it is to be fighting on the King's birthday. He had the opportunity to do that as well. So Skarbowsky and John Wayne Parr were these Westerners in Thailand at this time when they got to fight at the big stadia. They got to have this kind of huge honor of fighting on the King's birthday. Skarbowsky won a King's Cup at some point, which is absolutely incredible. And he has this very incredible distinction of becoming the first Westerner to be ranked #1 at Rajadamnern. That happened in 2003, and he was ranked at the 63 kilo or 140 pounds because he beat his opponent, who was very highly ranked at that time. And then 3 years later, he was ranked again #1 at Rajadamnern in 2006 at 72 kilos, which is 160 pounds. So these weights are pretty high. These are not weights that you find a lot of Thais in, but he still was beating the #1 champion Thais at that weight to become #1 ranked at those weights at those stadia, which is huge. It was a really big deal. I asked him about this in this session, so you get to hear why he never got to fight for the belt, even though he was #1 ranked in these stadia. So to our right over here is the jockey gym, and we're just going to pass it and go past this sign that says you're not allowed to enter. You can enter, and that's where you park. So if you want to see the annotated version, some of the things I'm going to be covering when I'm talking about what to look forward to is only in the annotated version, whereas some of the things that I'm talking about are very clear in what he's talking about in the public version as well. So the things that were brought forward by Skarbowsky himself and that he thought was very important for what he had gathered and what he had learned and what he felt like this is what I've come to understand through my experiences were kicking with the foot rather than the shin. He says that you can damage your shin, whereas kicking with your foot is harder to catch, easier to score, much faster, all of these benefits to kicking with the foot. He also said that he had opened his shin at some point while kicking with the shin, and so this is what really propelled him to start using the foot more. And when he had already kind of started to suspect this, when he was at Jockey Gym, Pipa, who's in the Muay Thai Library, was like, yes, you should be kicking with your foot. So this is not something that's shared by everybody, but this is something that he came to understand and that he has benefits for, and he explains very well why he uses his foot in his kicking. He also talks about kicking with only one side. He says that he stole this from Thais, that he noticed that his Thai opponents were really only kicking with one leg, and so he figured out why that was, and he started doing it himself. He has a number of reasons for why he does this, and in my annotated version I talk about all the different ways in which this is the same as open side scoring, but basically he draws it into not having to decide when you have a lot going on. You want to focus your mind and you really just make a decision about you're only going to be kicking with one side, and so that's what you focus on, and you don't want to get distracted with like which side am I going to be trying to target. It's a narrowing, a focusing, and a simplifying so that you can be more reactive and responsive in the fight. He talks about learning the Muay Thai rhythm. In Thai it's called yok, and this is basically kind of like the sway that you'll see Muay Thai fighters have. He came to understand what the benefit of this was for in the way that where your weight shifts, forward or backward, has a lot to do with what's available to you offensively or defensively. So being able to shift between those two and kind of keep your body in motion, the whole idea that body in motion stays in motion, is something that he shows in why you would have this kind of rhythm, as well as being able to kind of dissuade your opponent from landing kicks because you're moving all the time, so it's a moving target, and the openings are kind of closing and opening like an aperture all the time. He also felt like he had discovered something very important in targeting the opponent's wrist rather than targeting the opponent's body. This was a way to prevent kicking elbows, not hurting himself, but this is also a way to shut down the opponent's balance. Something that Wang Shenoi talks a lot about is about off-balancing your opponent before landing your strike, and this is Skarbowsky's version of that. He's using a kick to the wrist of the opponent on a padded part of the opponent, so he's not hurting himself, to off-balance them so that he can then land the next weapon on top of that. He's constantly off-balancing his opponent with these kind of long-range weapon kicks so that he can then come in and land more weapons or his favorite right punch. Something that I thought was really important was that the way he talks about this one opponent of his, Kunsuk, who really just changed what he wanted to do and what he was able to do. He had basically been getting by with his right hand, knocking people out, and then Kunsuk made that hard for him, and it made him completely just reopen his whole toolbox and try to figure out how to become a much better fighter. What Kunsuk did to him and what it allowed him to learn has a lot to do with the importance of narrative scoring and understanding which weapons you bring out, or how you change the way you're fighting, or how you set up your opponent in the earlier rounds in order to really score or be able to knock them out by round 3 by what you've kind of convinced them of in those early rounds. So narrative scoring is actually an important part of what you want to look out for in how he talks about which weapons he's choosing, what he's targeting, and things like this. He also goes into, when he's talking about using only one leg, he's talking about open side. So we talk a little bit about open side and how important that is in the Muay Thai library, as well as the weight transfer that he's talking about in using his yok. He talks a lot about performance. This is something that I find very, very important, and I'm really glad he brings up. So definitely look forward to him talking about the importance of performance, not only in Muay Thai on the stage as a fighter, but also in the gym, which I really love. He talked about this. I think this is great, and I think this is something you should totally like make a post-it note and put in your house as being important, of something to remind yourself of. He talks about whipping and how to land a kick and the weight of a kick, where on your leg you should be landing this and why you do it that way. This to me is really interesting because it brings together a lot of what's in the Muay Thai library about standing leg power and looseness of the kicking leg, and really where you want to be landing and how you want to be landing. There's like a trajectory, but also a weight to the weapon itself that he draws out and talks about. We do a little bit of clinch. The way that he clinches is anti-clinching, and he has a really solid explanation for why he does it this way and how he's come to understand this, and different ways that you can still score and still be a dominant fighter in the clinch when clinching is not something that you want to do. And finally, I asked him about how it is that he became /1 ranked at Rajadamnern and was not able to fight for the belt, what that kind of meant to him, and where his feelings lie in that opportunity, achievement / lack of opportunity. So I'm really glad to have been able to talk to him about that, and I'm really glad that it's in this session. So those are some things to look out for. I really enjoyed meeting in person Skarbowsky and being able to learn from him and hear from him in person what he feels he's drawn from his experiences as a very, very unique figure of being a Western fighter in Thailand in the late Golden Age and being in the Khmer Muay around really amazing fighters and being able to learn from just watching them. It's something that you can't go back in time and do. So it's a very unique and very brilliant experience. And I'm really glad that he's so willing and able to express that so that we can keep that and archive that and bring what he has to offer into the Muay Thai Library.
Need something for the voice?
No. After we do interview with you, this works very well.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. So let me tell you, when I first started to progress, it's after my fight with Kunsuk, because most of the times, I mean my 61st fight or 71st fight, I was looking for my punch, and it was enough. I just had to wait a good moment to put. I had some tactical to use my punch. For example, I don't use the punch during 2 or 3 rounds. I don't punch even one time.
No.
I make the guy believe we're only gonna kick.
Yeah.
So at the third round or fourth round, the hands of the guy are going down.
Right.
And then I can knock him out, because with my right hand I can knock out everybody. I'm lucky I have the punch.
Yeah.
So when I started to fight with Kunsuk, the guy I could not knock him out. Why? Because I cannot touch his chin, because he doesn't have a neck. When you have a neck, you have a chin, but when you don't have a neck, when you're like this, you cannot touch the chin because the chin is closed. I fought him 5 times. The first time I fought him, I was lucky. I tipped him in the face, but my toe goes in his eyes, and his eyes was closed at the first round. So I thought the referee would stop the match. And at the 4th round, he was still on the fighting with only one eye.
Yeah.
And then I understood I only have to hit the closed eyes.
Yeah.
So I hit the closed eyes 2-3 times, elbow on the eye that was closed. So he could not see it. And then the referee stopped the match. But my arm was really, because he has a very strong kick. And the problem is, when you fight Thai people, you're not going to beat them with the legs. You have to beat them with the fist. At my period, there were you need to know some basic for that.
Yeah.
So I could not block his kicks. Why I could not block his kicks? Then I tried to progress and to think why I could not block his kick. Because I know how to block, but my block was not perfect, because first of all, what I was thinking is to use my right hand. I told you. So when you want to use right hand, you're on your back leg, and when you're on your back leg, you can have a strong punch. But when you're on your back leg, you cannot block. So, in fact, as much as you want to knock the guy, you could not block.
Yeah.
So you have to forget about knocking out the guy. The knockout will come or not, we never know. So finally, the weight must be on the front leg, and you free the back leg. See, when Senshai fought, he's on the front leg, like this. It's not like this on the back leg. The back leg is to use the power of your right hand. But if you're like this, okay, you cannot punch the guy, but at least you can block. And the block is very important to know that. For example, kick me. Yeah, here, right. See, your leg is going here. When it's here, it's too high. I cannot block. But before it's here, it's there. So you have to block again in front. In front of you.
But you have to intercept here.
Yeah, you have to intercept as far as possible, because if you wait for the kick, it's going to go above your knee, and then you go back. So that's one thing I learned. But then when you do that on the front leg, you cannot block on the when you wait on the front leg, you cannot block on the front leg. You know that? So that was a big problem that I could not solve. And when I finished my career, a fighter from the gym came to France, and he teach me that you need to have this movement back and forth. So when you're like this, you can do it slowly, you can do it quickly. When you do it quickly, you can use, when you do this movement back and forth, there is energy already in your body. And you can use this energy to kick or to go back. For example, just let me explain by an example. If I'm static, I want to go back. I have to bend on my front knee and then I go back. There is a preparation movement. If I want to knock the guy, I have to go on the back leg and then boom, have the power. But when you do this movement, the guy knows what you're doing. But if you're always moving from back and forward, bam, bam, you can use left leg, right leg as fast as possible, and it's not telegraphed.
How are your feet? Because if you're going to go faster, 50-50, you cannot be. It's not only your legs. How do your feet? Are you on your toes?
No, you must be as comfortable as possible.
Okay.
So, all feet is on the ground. You must be comfortable.
Yeah.
If you start to be on the toes, I don't like that. When your feet are completely on the ground, then you go back and forward, or you can go back quickly. I mean, all the movements you do will not be telegraphed.
Right.
As I told you, if you want to go back, you have to bend on your knee. And if you want to go forward, you have to bend on your knee and then go. So you lose half of a second. But this half of a second is already too much. But if you're always moving from back and forward, bam, if you punch, you can go back much faster.
Yeah.
Much faster without it being telegraphed.
Yeah.
So first, this movement is very important, back and forward. That's the secret. If you do this, you'll be able to block left, or be able to block right. And as I told you, the block will be really, really far. And then, another thing very important is where to kick. You know, when you're like this, if I kick here, I can hurt my foot on your elbow. And then my foot is going to be big. So, you have some gloves?
Yes.
Put the glove. I'm a little bit speed in my explanation, sorry. Look. And especially, another thing to explain you. One thing I learned, when you like this, you know, I can hit your elbow, but if you do this all the time, the dangerous part for me to kick is here. If you just don't move, I can kick. It's gonna be easier, but if the elbows are up and down like this, the danger. Yeah, you're not gonna dare kicking me.
Right.
If I do this, you can kick, but if my elbows are on the outside, what I see is I'm not gonna dare kick. But if you move from up and down, I wouldn't dare kicking because I'm gonna hit my foot on your elbow. And the dangerous part will be bigger. First of all, and the hands must be open. So that's very important. So to control, push, grab, and, to control. So where to kick? You have to kick here in the wrist. Okay. Because if I kick you here, for example, bam, you can punch me right away. But if I kick you in the wrist, you're going back.
Yeah.
And when you go back, but you cannot punch right away. Kick me in the wrist, for example, a little bit harder. Okay. I cannot punch back. But if you kick me here, bam, bam. See? But if you kick me here, I lose my balance. I do it to you, I do it to you. See, you lose your balance, and also I don't hurt myself because this is the soft part.
Yeah.
Here it's soft.
Yeah.
If I kick here in the bones, I'm gonna get hurt. But if I kick in the wrist, I don't get hurt, and you go back, and so you cannot
And this
kick.
make my arm tired. Yeah. I take 3 of those.
I didn't do it well. In fact, you have really to kick in the wrist. The wrist. So the wrist, you don't hurt yourself when you kick in the wrist because it's protected by the glove, and the guy cannot kick you back.
So you try to catch the kick with the wrist.
Sorry?
You try to catch the kick with the wrist.
No. I aim when I kick. I go for the wrist.
Yeah.
I don't go for the arm because this is dangerous. I can hurt myself on your elbow,
Yeah.
and or here. But here I don't hurt myself because it's soft.
Yeah.
And also you cannot kick back. If I kick you here, bam, you kick me right away. But if I kick here, see, you go back.
Yeah.
I don't get hurt. The important is not to get hurt. Huh?
Yeah.
If you get hurt at all your fights, you cannot make hundreds of fights.
Yeah.
So you have to be careful of this. So, and also another thing is to use only one leg. Let me explain from here. If you kick me with your right leg, kick me with your right leg. Harder. See what I did? Because when you fight, you must be soft. If you're hard, kick me and I'm hard, I'm gonna get hurt. But if I'm soft, like I go on the side. So the energy you put in the kick doesn't hurt me at all, because it makes me move. But if you kick me with the left, all the energy stays inside my stomach. So that's why if you start thinking I use only one leg, you can use it much faster and at the right moment, exactly the right moment. Because if for example, if you have two weapons, for example, you have a nunchaku and you have a stick. The time you think which one I'm going to use, how I'm going to use, it's too late already. If you have only one weapon, you have Saint for example, there's only one left kick. And as I told you,
it's coming, but you cannot block.
Because when you have only one weapon, you can use it very efficiently. Because you know exactly the right moment. If you have two weapons, the time that you hesitate which one I'm going to use, it's too late already.
How do you choose which one you use?
If you're right-handed, I'm going to only kick with the left. Because if I kick with the right, first of all, it's not going to hurt you, and it's easy to catch. You can catch easy, it's very easy. But here it's the liver, and also it's the stomach. Who's going to grab a kick going to the liver? Kick me to the liver, my reflex is to protect my liver. Because it's a weak point. But if you kick me here, well, there is no liver.
But if I'm southpaw, you
if the guy is right, I'm not going to use only my right leg. If the guy is left-handed leg like you, I'm only going to use the right, and the guy is only going to use his left. Because, for example, if I kick here, now you just move.
With my back.
It doesn't hurt, in fact. And when you kick, you use energy. And if you use a lot of energy and the guy doesn't feel nothing, after a couple of kicks, and then you're tired, and the guy is not tired, then he can beat you. So you don't receive the energy the same way if you get kicked here or here. If I get kicked here, just move on the side. But if I get kicked here, I don't move on the side. I just bend over, and all the energy that you gave with your kick stays in my stomach and it hurts me. And if you have only one weapon, if you choose only to use one leg, you can use it at the right moment. If you have, first of all, if I kick you with this leg, you're going to catch every time, and then it's going to be hard for me to take my leg out. And it's risky. But here, it's very difficult to catch, because you're not, when the kick comes to the liver, you're not going to open your arm to catch it. The reflex is to protect your liver. But here there's no liver, and it's the back. The back is much stronger than the stomach. Here there's a lot of muscle.
And you can target that wrist better. You can target the wrist like you like to do, because they're going to keep that.
I just go for the wrist. If I go under the wrist, I'm going to hurt and especially if the guy do this, with the elbows on the outside. See, if you do this, I see a soft part. But if you do this, I see the elbow. And especially if you move up and down, I'm going to kick, I'm going to hurt my shin. So that's why I go for the wrist. So and I don't get hurt, and you go back and you don't kick back. Okay, that's and also another thing. I used to think that in Muay Thai we only hit with the shin. The problem is that I open my shin.
I do too.
I got some stitches, and then Pipai told me kick with the foot. And in fact, you have to kick with the foot. That's the crazy stuff. And when you see Falang fighting against Thai people, the Falang, they're all red here.
It's
not because of the shin. It's because of the foot.
Slapping.
It's because of the foot. So you have to kick with the foot. And when you think about kicking with the foot, first of all, if I have to kick with the shin, I have to be close. If I kick with the foot, I'm far from you. Okay? So it's not a shin kick, it's a foot kick. So you kick with the foot. See, you balance, you cannot kick back. I use only one leg, not this one, because this one you're going to catch it every time, and it's going to be hard for me. I can fall, and I have to take my leg off. But this one is very hard to catch. This one you need to block, and to be able to block, as I told you, not everybody knows. You have to be on the front leg.
Because you do it wide. Can I show you your block? Because your block is wide, because you said you catch it on the way up. Right? So you don't block close to your body like this.
No, because your kick is going to come, because you're smaller than me, but if you're approximately, your kick is going to do this. Here, I cannot lift as high. But before being here, the kick is here. bam. And also when you block at the beginning of the kick, the guy will be completely shocked because in his brain the contact will be at this point. He's prepared to be on this point. But if the contact is just before, the whole body will be shocked and he will be tired. And also you can block. For example, kick me in the shoulder. If I'm like this, it goes over again. I go in front.
I can't get there. Yeah.
Like, bam. And another thing is to use the hands. Because kick me, if I, like this, see, you hurt your shin, I hurt my knee. You're okay? So look, you can do. Again, bam. I put my wrist like this. So the kick is catch between the wrist and the knee.
Okay.
So I don't get hurt, you don't get hurt, and it's important to don't get hurt in fights, but also in training. When you train, bam, you block, you hurt yourself, the guy hurts himself, but kick me again, bam, see, bam. I just, because usually, as I told you, we kick in the wrist, it means the shoulder. So I don't go put my hand down, I just lift my knee.
It's like closing
to my wrist. Like, you know, in the Kung Fu, sometimes they throw you a knife and they catch it like this, or a saber, like, and stop it like this.
Yeah.
Don't try this at home. Don't try it can be dangerous. But the important is to catch the kick between the wrist and the knee. So, tactically, it's blocked, you put the wrist and knee, but it doesn't hurt you because you didn't receive it in the knee. You receive it between the knee.
Because like when you block, when you close, it's just right in the middle. Right?
I'll show you. Kick my shoulder. Yeah, again. Yeah, see? Again. Yeah. The kick is here, like just between
like
the two.
Crevice.
Okay. So maybe the first kick, you don't know where it's gonna kick. Maybe it's gonna kick here because it's gonna kick a little bit higher. But the second kick usually is the same as the first kick. People that don't use many kicks in the fight, when they kick at a point, they always kick at the same point. So maybe the first one you miss, but the second one, you don't miss it. Bam. See, the hand doesn't go down. If you go down, you can get kicked in the head. You just lift your knee up next to your wrist, and the kick will be kick me again. Like this. Bam. See? Did you get hurt? No. You don't get hurt. I don't get hurt. But the kick is blocked. Is that good? To use the hand. It's not only the legs or only the arms. You have to combine everything.
So if you're facing Thai fighters kick, and you want to wait for later rounds when they're tired, and then you can punch, do you just block in rounds 1 and 2?
In fact, you need to block because if your arm is swollen every time you fight, it means you don't have a good technique. You cannot say I'm good and then your arm is like this. Because if you only use my strength, we both get hurt, but I'm not happy with the fight because Muay Thai is not getting kicked and hitting back. It's about blocking, it's about don't get hurt, or the art is about this. So, you know how to block further, really far, not close because the kick is going to go higher.
You do this very beautifully. Like when I see Westerners come, they do like this, like very fast, but yours very relaxed. Yeah? Because you can see, right? You see when the kick is coming.
But as I told you, usually the Thai only kick with one leg, and if you just
so you know which side.
And they go for the shoulder. They don't go under the shoulder. If they go here, they're gonna get hurt with the elbow. So they always go in. No one's gonna do like this. No, because don't put your hand up. Okay. I'm gonna kick you. Try with this. You're gonna try to do it. So. The hands are like this, I kick you. Okay. It's good, okay. Then. Not like this, like this.
Behind a little bit.
Yeah, like this. Huh? Then. You did it well.
I can feel.
You did it well.
Yeah. It's easy.
And to be able to do that, you must be, as I told you, on your front leg.
Huh?
And also, as you hit with the foot, you're from far distance from the guy. If I want to kick with the shin, I have to be close. If I hit with the foot, I'm here, and I can still touch you. So, bam. Don't just lift your
bring the leg to the arm.
See? The kick is blocked. You don't get hurt. I don't get hurt. Well, that's.
I see so many people. They try to block like this. They break their arm.
That's not a block. No. Because the shin is bigger than the arm.
But it's easy.
But you have to really far because again, see? That's a good lock. That's what some lock does. He uses a lot of his hand. Bam, bam. And also, again, up. You can also kick me, bam, catch at the same time. Because sometimes people there or block or they catch. But you can do both at the same time. It's better. For example, you kick me, up, bam. I grab the leg at the same time. It's good also. So then you can throw the leg and continue. Yeah, of course. Yeah. So Somlak is a specialist of using his hands during the fight. With the hands like this, and I told you up and down. If I'm like this, you're not gonna be scared of kicking. But if I'm like this, see, you see a bone, and if I'm like this, up and down, the dangerous part for you will be bigger. So you're not gonna be there kicking. That's what I use. I learned that just before a little bit fighting with Boakao. And that's why Boakao doesn't kick me a lot in the ribs, because I have this movement. I'm far from him and I do this. And so you see my elbows going up and down. He's going to be scared of kicking me. And I learned that a little bit before fighting with him. That's why he didn't kick me a lot. Maybe he put me a one high kick or two high kick. Take and core, sorry. And, but he didn't put me a lot of Telantois. Telantois is a middle kick.
Yeah.
Because the hands open and far from the guy.
When you do your feet and your arms, do they go in rhythm with each other? Like the weight is on the back foot and it goes up at the same time?
I didn't think about that.
When you do it now, can you feel it?
Because you know,
whatever's natural.
Yeah, but this movement is good for the first round, second round, but then you need to attack. But when the guard position is when you don't attack. When you attack, you attack.
So this is like idling.
When you attack, you just throw punches and kicks, and there's no protection at the same time. Because some people, they say, well, for example, when you block, you protect at the same time. You cannot do two things perfectly at the same time. Or you attack, or you protect. If you attack and protect at the same time, for example, I punch and I protect at the same time, the punch will not be good, the protection will not be perfect. You have to do one thing perfectly. So or you attack, or you kick, or you punch, and you give all your energy, or you think about your safety. Usually, the first one who put 1 point, then is going to be in defense. You're going to be in defense. But when you attack, there is no defense. When you attack, you just walk and you kick and punch. So kicking with the foot, that helps me a lot to the first don't get my shin hurt. And it hurts also. With the foot, that is the foot. It's not the shin. If I want to go for the shin, I'm really close, then you can punch me at the same time because I'm too close. But if I'm with the foot, you cannot punch me because I'm far from you. The distance is much longer. That is the foot. And so, when you kick in the bag, you have to kick with the foot. When many people kick in the bag in the gym, there is a competition between them who makes more noise. You know that?
Yes.
And that's important. If you make more noise than the other, you're stronger than the other. See, men are like this. So if I can teach you how to kick in the back with the foot and make a lot of noise, because making noise is like living. When you're born, the first thing people are expecting from you is to make noise. If you don't make noise when you're born, you're dead. You're dead. So making noise is living. And when you hit the bag and you make noise in the bag, you live. And you're happy and you can kick for hours. If you kick the bag and you don't make any noise, after 2 or 3 minutes you get bored and you want to do something else. But if you make noise and everybody's hearing you in the gym, then you feel alive because people are watching you. And watching you is exactly about Muay Thai, because Muay Thai is show business. In show business there is show. So show means you need to hear the guy, you need to be heard. So making noise in the bag is very important. It makes you want to kick the bag for hours. And people are watching you, and they say, oh, I can hear some noise in the gym. That's you. Oh, that's crazy.
When you use your foot, I think people misunderstand. Maybe they think it's here, but you're hitting like here, right?
No. It's really the foot. The foot. But never mind if it's the ankle at least that touches.
It's the top. It's like the top of the foot.
No, really. That is a weak point. Weak point, and here weak point. There is 1 and 2 weak points. This one just above the knee, and another one where the shorts are here. This one is better into the shin. This one, stay in your position. The front leg, I can use my shin. I can go up, I can go down, I can also use my foot. But with your back leg, I cannot use my shin because it's too far. If I have to go, bam! Yeah. That's why the back leg is more with the foot.
Is the leg a little bit straight?
Sorry?
Is your leg a little bit straight? You're not kicking like this. It's a little bit.
Yeah, but at the end of the movement, the power of the kick is this movement. This movement. So at the end of the kick, okay, you have to be straight. The whole energy. It's not the straight leg. If straight leg, I can hurt you if I need here, bam, because there is a lot of weight. But this movement of just extending the knee, that was makes the power stuff. And then another thing, don't kick the head, kick the neck. Yeah. Take and core means the neck, and core means the neck. So kick the neck. If you kick the head, you're gonna hurt the guy.
You break your foot too.
But then your foot will be big. Yeah. And if you fight in a tournament, for example, you have 3 fights in the same day. Yeah. And the first fight you win not by kicking the guy with the shin in the head. Yeah. Sorry, I lost my concentration.
Talking about kicking the neck, not the head.
Yeah, if I keep the head, my foot will be big. Yeah, and then the second and third fight I cannot win because I cannot use my foot. If I kick the neck, the guy will be knocked out and not hurt. Yeah. And not getting hurt is very important. It's the art of Muay Thai to not getting hurt, because just punching and kicking and be strong and making fight, and then you're bleeding and your arms go out and I won, but look, it's not the art of Muay Thai. The art of Muay Thai, you're supposed to get out of the fight without getting hurt and be able to do 3 fights in one night. Yeah. If you can, with the technique of just walking, punching and kicking without thinking, you cannot do 3 fights.
How do you teach your students? Because in Thailand, it's in the culture to mai mi agan. Yeah?
Sorry?
Mai mi agan. So like if you look very tired, you're like, hurt like this. Sure. Terrible. Yeah?
Of course, of course.
But Westerners love to show how tired they are. They love to show like, rah, rah, rah. When you teach your students to look like nothing happened, just feel fresh, you know, how do you teach your students to do this?
Yes, just one phrase. I told them, don't show your pain. Always head up, smile. Smiling is very important also. When you smile, your body is relaxed. It's like this. You're tense. You're not open-minded, and you're not watching the opponent. But if you smile, all your body is coming more. You know, like le sila, or you have to be soft and be able to move quickly and blocking. The guy kicks you and you cannot block. You cannot do nothing. So being focused on not blocking on one leg, and also I told you this moment. But if most of your weight is on your front leg, first of all, I'm going to be far from you. If I'm here, you can kick my front leg. But if I'm here, it will be too far to kick my leg. And when I'm in this position, the weight on my front leg, it will be easy for me to block because there's no weight on my back leg. If I'm like this, I cannot block. I can block like this, but if you get higher, the knee doesn't go there. So if on my front leg, I can go back very quickly, up, and going back is the best defense. It works against every weapon. Kick, punch, elbow, just one step back. But to be able to do one step back, you have to be on the front leg. Free your back leg. So if you free your back leg, first you can block, bam, bam, very quickly, and go back. Front leg. Shy. So his front leg. Like this when you need to punch. And Sensei, he goes in his mind to do 5 rounds. He's not going to think, I'm going to punch the guy. When you think when you use your punch, as I did before, I'm on back leg, waiting for the right moment, bam. And that will work. It worked many times for me. But then it started to don't work anymore. Yeah. And I started to have to be annoyed with a swollen arm. So I absolutely need to block, and then bam, I decided not to block here because it goes up. You go a little further. Bam.
So if you do these things, rounds 1, 2, 3, then 4 and 5, now you can punch.
you don't get tired during the three first round, at the first round you are full of energy. And then you can attack. As I told you, when you attack, you don't think about defense. When you attack, you attack. You can throw punch and kick and where you see three plays. But it's important to don't get too tired during the three first round. But usually I always will knock on the first round. Because the people, the first round, they're going to think, yeah, and in fact, they're open.
Yeah.
So, I told you I'm lucky to have this hand. So if I catch only one time, okay, I'm happy with that. But if the guy is far from me and I cannot knock him out, what I do at the first round after, if I'm going to be tired. So that's why you need to keep all your energy for the first round, for the fourth round. I had asked one time to Sankom Taki, the champion of the Jeti Gym. He told me the three first rounds, the referees don't even watch the match. They don't watch. They put 10-10, equality. They're going to judge the fourth round. If you do a lot of things during the three first round, then the fourth round you have so much energy, and so keep your energy for the first round because they're just gonna judge only this round. It's crazy, huh?
So after you fought Kunsa, then you got into more long
then
fights.
I started to think because I said I'm a champion. Not a champion because if anyone can kick me and kick, I'm sure I'm gonna receive it. And then I said I'm a champion. I can say Muay Thai. Muay Thai is about knowing the block and escape. What I was able to do is just punch and so then you need to be calm. Turn your front leg, bam, block everything or escape, and then that you know Muay Thai.
Yeah.
Because knowing Muay Thai is not about one punch each. One punch each is you know there's a new sport. It's called the slaps.
Slap fighting.
Yeah, slap fighting.
Yeah.
Do you like it?
No.
For me, I think it's not a very clever sport. For me, maybe I'm wrong. But I think it's stupid.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
No, I agree with you. Yeah.
But you watch it.
Nope.
Yeah, but how do you know what I'm talking about? Because you watched it.
No, because if you see 20 seconds, you've seen all of it.
She not watch UFC.
Yeah, but you watch many times 20 seconds.
No.
but because sometimes they knock out the people with the slap. So when you scroll on Facebook, you have to watch at least 20 seconds.
Yeah.
But many times. And billions of people watching 20 seconds. But for me, it's not a clever sport.
I don't know what the skill is. I don't know.
It's a slap. What's it
Slap
called?
fighting.
Slap fighting?
Power slap.
No, power slap.
Power slap.
Yeah, power slap. He's been watching power slap. Oh, come on. You know the name.
Don't even watch one.
We don't even watch one.
Yeah, so it's not power slap, it's Muay Thai. I always take, and everybody in Muay Thai take example with Senshai. Senshai is making the sport grow. He's inventing new techniques. Everybody wants to be like Senshai. And you know, we were living together in the same building. He was training here, a good friend also. So we all take example of Senshai. Senshai goes out to the fight, he has nothing. He can fight every week. And we all want to be like him. So he's on the front leg, blocking everything, going back, use your left leg, bam, only one leg, run the wrist, the guy goes back. He wins on points every time.
You came at a time to Thailand when Muay Thai was just incredible. Like everyone was so strong, and you were here.
I was sitting here and I was watching Somlak, Lucila, Kauklai, Cholit, Senshai, Somlak. I was watching them fight, training. I never sparred with them because you know, during my stay here, I sparred maybe 2-3 times, and I clinched maybe 3 times.
But this is the thing,
But I was watching them.
You were watching.
And when I watched them, I got better.
When you can see this, and you're like, oh, look what he do, and you want to like do it too.
Japeng, the owner, manager of my gym.
It's an incredible thing. But now when people come here and they look around the gym, they don't have that level.
I was, and there was Robert, and there was Silapata, and there was Rolek. Then there was 15 legends training together, having fun together. And before every training, they were playing Tokar. You know the Tokar?
Yes.
And you know Senshai, the king, with his hand on the floor. That is from Tokar. That was from Tokar. With his hand, bam. of course, it's a sport that makes you stretch. You can do some high kicks, they can go very high, and being very flexible. But now they don't do that anymore. And I think this sport it helps a lot for the kicks.
I think so too. When you train here,
when the ball is here, and you have to put your hand and jump, bam, go down like this. It's like
totally
on the neck.
Yeah. When you trained here and then you go back to France, the training there is not the same. So
when I went back to France when I was 31 years old, I have these 3 secrets. The first secret is to be on the front leg. The second one is to use only one leg. And the third one is to use only the foot. And with these 3 secrets, that no one knew that in France. I said, with this knowledge is gold. I need to teach it. I cannot keep it for myself.
And you feel everything from this.
And then I opened the gym, but there was still the problem that when you're on your front leg, you cannot block on the front leg. And then the Van Michok, the teacher from here, the champion from here, he teach me that you have to go back and forth like this. And that was that when he closed my technique, to finish my technique. I said, man, I know. Because if you're only on the front leg, you can block. But if you're back and forth, up, at least you're 50% of the time able to do what you want. But if you're static or only like this or only like this, 100% you're not being able to do what you want.
And you could use those same things if you go to Europe and fight against Europeans. Same thing.
Yes, of course.
You don't have to change.
It's the same body.
Yeah.
Of course, every fight is different. Everybody is different. You know, you can change a little bit during the fights. If you see guys only using the fists or only using the legs or only using the knees, of course you adapt to your technique.
Yeah.
But of course, if you're far from me, of course, I think I hit with the foot. So don't say here, I stay here. Because if I hit the foot, I'm far from you. If I have to hit the shin, I'm close. And when I'm close, it's dangerous for me. If I'm far, the guy is always out of distance. He doesn't feel being able to kick. If you also do this with your arms, like this, it doesn't. If you do like this, see, if you don't move, I think here I'm hurt. But if you do this all the time, the dangerous part is very big. So that's why I learned to hit in the wrist. I learned to hit with the kick. I learned to hit with only one leg. And that changed a lot because we never heard about this in France, kicking with the foot. When I say to the student, you have to kick with the foot, they say, what do you mean the foot?
That's what I heard.
You know what I mean, the foot. No, but the foot here, no, the foot is the foot.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, but you're going to get hurt your foot. And no, you're not going to get hurt your foot because even if I kick with the foot, your block is not here, your block is here. So it's my chin who's going to receive the block. Block, for example, but it's my shin. I aim with the foot, but it's my shin who's been blocked. So you don't get, you don't hurt your foot.
And if I miss on the block, it's very heavy. The foot is like a hammer.
If you hit with the foot, it's better because, for example, if you have a stick, if you want, the stick is large. If you want to aim with the middle of the stick, there is no power. But with the top of the stick, bam, there's much more power, much more speed. And even if it's the middle of the stick that touches, there is still much power that if you only hit the middle of the stick. You have to be like, bam! And it must be like a whip, you know?
Yeah.
Have you ever been whipped one time?
No, but I can
Why
imagine.
did you say why? You say yes.
Because I know at the end of
don't be red.
You know towels.
Towels.
What did you do to her?
You know towels.
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
what?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like the whip, like like a dead leg for when you kick.
Yeah, I know dead leg.
Yeah. Leg is soft. Bam. And, it goes more faster and more energy. Like a whip, like that. Bam. And if I do like this, it hurts. But if I with like a dead leg, it uses less energy for me and it hurts more.
How do you learn this to be? Because you are very relaxed. Like when I watch you move, you're very relaxed.
You have to be relaxed because if you're strong, you break.
Yeah.
For example, you know the leaf of the tree when it goes like this.
Yeah.
If you hit the leaf with the baseball bat, what happens? It's fly. So that's fly. But for hitting me in the leg, for example, a little bit hard. See?
Just follow.
Yeah, I just follow. Hit me here a little bit hard. I'm soft. If I'm hard, if I'm hard, like if I'm soft, like
But how do you? Maybe it's your nature that you are relaxed. But you see,
You have to.
when you see Farang come here, everybody is like this. Everybody's very,
But
very
I don't take example of Falang, I take example of Senchai
Yes.
and Lucila
Yeah.
and Somlak.
And so
Sila Bakai.
when you train, you're just the same. Very relaxed.
Yeah, of course you have to be very relaxed. So I told you if you're soft,
Yeah.
even if you see the punch on the side,
Yeah.
you're like, yes, it must be soft.
Because now everybody looks at, Rotang. It's just,
The Rotang is another example. The example is Senchai.
I know. I agree with you. I agree with you.
And Lucila and Somlak and Sila Bakai.
Yeah. When you watch Muay Thai now, do you still watch Muay Thai? I know you go around the
Of course.
provinces, but like when you go watch Channel 7,
Yeah.
you got to present the Kuek. When you watch it, are you like, this is the same as when you fought, or it's so different?
Yeah, of course, the same.
It looks the same
Yeah,
to you?
but the level cannot go on the wrong side. The level can only goes on the good side.
You think now they're better?
It's impossible that the evolution you cannot go back in evolution. It's impossible. We're not gonna be
Regression.
yeah. You cannot regress.
Yeah.
It's impossible. It only can get better.
Do you like the 3 rounds Muay Thai that they do now?
No, I don't like, and I don't like to do it also because I get more hurt.
Yeah.
And who wins the first round wins the fight.
Yeah.
So you have to enter directly, bam, bam, bam. And tell me, I'm late on point, and again, the guy is going back during the 2 last rounds, and you lose the fight.
Yeah.
I don't really like the 3 rounds. He changes. For me, as a fighter, I don't like the 3 rounds. I always lose. And not always, but 3 rounds I lose. Because my stuff is to make the guy tired until the 3rd or the 4th round. And then the 4th round, I use very few energy, and then the guy is tired, and I can knock him out easily.
It requires
During
skill.
3 rounds, for me as a fighter, I don't like 3 rounds. You get more hurt, and you absolutely have to win the first round.
Yeah.
If you win the first round, then you have to give so much energy to win the second and the third. And the guy, he knows he win the first round, and he's going to go back during the last round. It's going to be easy for him because he's only in the protection, not in the attack.
You brought some students from France here on this
Yeah.
visit. I saw you had a little girl.
Yeah, she's a champion. She's a world champion, and she has 35 fights, only 1 loss. She took her revenge. She beat everybody in France. So last time there were no girls for her, so there was a boy, and she beat the boy.
Yeah.
And then the boy, he had FBI protection because he needed to change house, he needed to change names because his reputation is dead.
When you bring her here, does she fight exactly the same? She doesn't have to change anything?
No, she's not very technical for the moment. She's only been training for 2 or 3 years. Her name is Noor. She trains 4 hours a day, every day, never stops. She does everything we ask her to do. She's polite, she's respectful, she's a champion.
And now she can fight at Lumpini Rajadamnern
And
as
she's
a girl.
14 years old, and she fought in province last week.
Yeah.
The girl was 25 years old.
Oh
She
my
was an
God.
adult, and she's only 14. She doesn't have a lot of technique, but she has so much power in her hand. She hits like a man.
Yeah.
So she has so much power and so much energy, so much willing to win that she beat the girl.
Will you bring her, when she's older, will you bring her to Lumpini and Rajadamnern? Have women who
Of
fight
course,
there?
of course. She's the next world superstar.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I want to know what you think about now Farang have like Rajadamnern and Lumpini titles. You were number 1 rank at Lumpini.
Sorry, before your question, I forgot to say one thing very important. I'm sorry. The movement of the hands. Sorry. When you kick, you must make a balance with your hand. And the balance with your hand is exactly the same speed and power than the leg. Like your hand is controlling the leg.
So they go like this.
Like this. First, put my hand up, and then see this movement? Because my is exactly the same movement, but at the inverse. The leg is going up, so the hand is going down, and I make a rotation inside, I make a rotation outside. And at the end of the movement, it is like a whip. You know when you whip someone, have you already whipped someone? You can say,
I know what you mean, though.
Come on, Kevin. She already whipped you. Show me your back. If I have a whip and I do this, it doesn't even go for the floor. But if I do, bam, this movement, the last second of the movement of the wrist, that's gonna be gonna hurt you, like with the whip. If you whip someone, or for someone, it's an example. Someone is attached at the bed, for example. And like if you do this, no, you have to do like bam with this movement. So it's when you kick. See,
So the foot does it and the hand.
Exactly the same speed and power, like your hands control. Like go up and then at the end I do this with my hand, and that's going to make exactly the same movement with my foot. Like but it will be more practical to show that to you on the bag if you want.
Yeah. I don't think they're open.
So,
Wait, Sylvie, what about
4 hours.
clinch that you have?
Oh, can you
And
clinch
also
a
the
little
knee.
bit?
Huh?
Show clinch a little bit.
Yeah, I can show you the clinch.
What did you do in the clinch?
For example, me, I try to don't clinch. As I told you, I want to use my left, my right hand or my left, anyway. So my interest is not to clinch, but when I enter the clinch, I need to go use energy. If you lose a lot of energy doing stuff, yeah, I just want to push the guy.
Yeah.
So what I did with Orono is ready to catch me, to catch me. Again, I put my forearm in his neck. He tried to catch me, put my hand down, put it down. Yeah, again. 24, so you try to catch me. And then I on the right or the left. That is straighten my arm. Yeah. So he cannot catch me.
Yeah.
But then, as I'm a teacher, I have to teach stuff for the clinch. So in the clinch, first of all, when you're close like this, the dangerous thing is your elbow, or your punch, because we're very close.
Yeah.
So don't get hurt by your right hand. I put my hand, my left hand on your neck. So you try to punch me, or try to elbow. I see you cannot elbow, and then I know you're gonna try the same up, and then I block your hand, and then I control your right hand and your left hand. Try to put my neck in his hand, up, try to my waist, and then up, my neck, up, and down. And then I can just put my body on your arm, and then you do this thing. I can hit you, you cannot really hit me.
Yeah.
And then after I hit you, I'm going to hold my weight on your neck.
Did you get heavy?
Yeah, I put all on my weight. Bim, bim. So the good position for me in the clinch is to grab from here, or to grab from here, or to do like this. There is 3 positions.
Keep them from grabbing you.
Yeah, if you get grabbed, then after it's too late. So it's going to be very hard to take off. I can't do it because you're smaller than me. If you were strong, it would going to be very hard for me. That's why I don't be in that position. But to don't get grabbed with the 2 hands, you have first to focus on only 1 hand. If the guy grabs you with only 1 hand, it's going to be easy for him to do the second hand. If you, when I still have my 2 hands, I'm a little bit lost in my explanation. What I do, protect myself from the right hand. So my hand on your neck, and then or like this, or like this.
So you come inside first.
Sorry?
If I come to grab you, you want to be inside first. You don't like to be outside.
Yeah. The one catch me here. If I'm here, try to put my head down. Okay?
Yeah.
You have more power. I tried the same thing again. So you have more power.
Yeah.
The one who's got the 2 hands inside have more power. Take my head on the outside. I have more power than you when my hands are on the inside. But then I told you I teach the clinch because as I'm a teacher. But me, my interest, I had no really interest in the clinch. When I'm in the clinch, I try to hurt the guy with the knees.
Yeah.
So when in the clinch, we start to as close as possible, like this, and then bam. Only with 1 leg, because if I hit you with this leg, you can catch it, and then you drop me.
So you stay on the open side.
Look, for example, normal position in clinch is left hand here, right hand here. If you don't hold me, what happens?
Elbow.
Bang, you know that. So, and another thing is your elbow is too far from your liver. You cannot protect your liver.
Okay.
No, it's too close.
Okay.
You have to be relaxed, and when I hit, you protect.
Ah, so it's the same thing as with your arm.
See, you see my liver? Up. Knee in the liver, up.
Yeah.
If I'm like this, knee in the liver, I don't have time.
Yeah.
But if I'm like this, you up, bam, bam. So, not like this, really, here. But not too close, because, and also, don't watch down. If you watch down, I grab your head, boom. But if you watch up, and I pull, what you do, but you just walk.
Yeah.
You just go forward.
In the middle.
Yeah. I see it's too far from your. Your elbow must be close to your liver.
Yep.
Not stick, but not far. Okay. Again.
Yes, I can
But
go.
if you're too high, sorry, you don't have time. Sorry, you don't have time to. So.
Yeah.
And also, when I'm in this position, there is two possibilities: on my left knee or my right knee. I cannot kick, I cannot punch. I only can knee. The left knee, if I hit you here, you're gonna grab my leg very easy because this hand is free. But here you cannot. So the left knee is in the liver. If I hit you in the plexus, you can catch my leg very easy. But if I hit you in the bladder, you cannot catch. It's too low. If you try to catch, it's really too low. You cannot catch like this. So in this position, if you hit me with the knee on the side, I grab. But here, if you hit me here, I cannot grab because you hold my hand.
So if I want my left knee, I go low.
Yeah, or you can go there, forward, and go back like this. Go for the lever. The lever is a very weak one.
Yes. Well,
When you get hit in the liver, at first it doesn't really hurt you, but your energy is finished. It goes down. You hit 2-3 times in the liver at the first round. Second round, the guy doesn't have any more energy, but he doesn't even know why. Then he's gonna say, "Yeah, I don't have so much energy because I have some family problems and I didn't eat well yesterday." And they don't even know why they don't have energy. They don't even understand that I hit them in the liver 3 times and their energy is going down. It's a very weak point that you don't use enough in Muay Thai. The liver is the belt. You cannot hit under the belt, but you can hit in the belt.
yeah. Yeah.
So go for the lever with the left, and the right is on the side like this. Because when we're very close like this, see, I have to only can hit in the middle.
Yeah. There's no space.
Yeah, here at the liver I cannot because I'm going to hit you in the how do you call that, the brain. Because men don't use this brain.
Yeah.
You know that?
I do know this. Yeah. This one's one I know.
If they use this one, there won't be dead people every day in the world. In the bladder, so hitting the bladder.
Do you tape the bladder? There are people who tape it.
Of course.
Yeah.
That was taught by Pidet.
Yeah. I hate this.
No, I don't do it. Lift, here. With the toes. Bam.
People have a hard time with this one because I always think I'm gonna break my toe.
When you break your toe, it's because you hit in a bone.
Yeah.
But there's no bone here.
Yeah. But how do you curl your toe first? It's like from the knee kind of hinges.
In the plexus. This one will hurt. Show me your stomach. It's a little bit red.
Yeah.
It's not red because it's red because there is a reaction inside the body. That's why it's red.
Well, it's because I'm wearing a shirt
touch
too.
you slowly
Yeah.
one time.
Yeah.
Imagine what hurt.
Here, yeah.
Right here. Just the plexus.
It's like when they do the massage at the beginning.
Yeah, exactly.
All there.
So or the bladder or the plexus with the toes. I like it. Because when you do that 1 or 2 times, then the head of the nail will go down. Bam! It's a reflex, when you hit the head 1 or 2 times hard at the same place. The third time, then you're going to protect the human.
You do kind of like a hinge.
It's 1, 2.
It's not long.
But with it's 1, 2, but also with the hip. Bam! It's not the leg. Bam! We can do it while jumping. Bam! When you jump, bam! Or the liver is 3 years. I have long legs, so that was tip was one of my favorites. I do not beat the Thai guys with the Thailand one. They're much better than Thailand. They keep kids. I'm not gonna do it. Especially if you know you have to hit them here.
Can I ask you, because you were #1 ranked, but you never got to fight for the belt.
I beat the champion of the Rajadamna and the champion of Lumpini 1 month after the other, and I win knocked at the first or second round. As I told you, I knocked everybody at the first round. But then I fought Kunsuk. I could not knock him out because he doesn't have a neck. Because I go for the chin. But if the guy doesn't have a neck, you cannot hit the chin, so you have to change all your games.
If you had beat Kunsuk, do you think they would have let you fight for the belt? Or back then?
But I fought Kunsuk 5 times. I win 4 times.
Why did they not let you fight for the belt?
To fight for the belt, you have to pay. You have to have someone behind you, and the guy behind you is going to be your big brother for all your career. I don't need a big brother. I don't feel anyone wants me to have like a small brother. I'm not someone that can be controlled. I was sporting every day. I don't give a shit about nothing. I was smoking cigarettes in front of the. I'm not the guy that says, hey, I'm going to take him under my wings and he's going to do exactly what I do, what I say. No, I don't give this impression to people. So I fought the champion of Lumpini, the champion of Lumpini, Chudi Popamuk. I win knockout for second round, and the champion of Rajadamna, Mankong, knock him out also the first round with my punch. But that, if you can do that one time, doesn't mean you can do it 10 times. And then I fought some guys. After a moment, they knew I have a good punch, so they be careful. I lost Mankong twice, and but finally I beat Kunsuk because I was lucky. I hit him in the eye. And the second time we fought in 3 rounds. The third round I was going to be better than him. 2 first rounds he was better than me, and then it was Thailand, and I was trying to work on him, and but they gave him win. But everybody said he should have won. And then 3 times, third time, Kunsuk was beating me, and at the last second of the last minute of the last round, I knocked him out. Bam! With the left hook, and they gave me with the win.
Yeah.
But I was receiving a lot. I was losing. At the last second, as soon bing, I touched him, bing! The bell rang, and he fell on the floor. The first time I fought Kunsuk, it was very hard also. I was losing on points, but at the last round, I put him elbow from up, the vertical elbow.
Down the middle.
Yeah, here. Bam. I opened him, was full of blood. They gave me the win. And then before fighting him the 5th time, I was thinking, I was lucky 3 times. And people told me, no, you cannot be lucky 3 times. You're better than him. I said, sure, I cannot be lucky 3 times. I'm better than him. And then I went with that in my brain, I'm better than him, and I went knock him out at the second round with a knee.
Nice.
And the same knee that I put him on the second fight, at exactly the same place. With the same knee in the same place. At the second fight, he went like, I hit him with the knee, and at the fifth fight, I hit him in the same place, and then his bone was broken, and I win easily. The 5th fight was easy. The 4th fight was lucky. I was lucky. I win, but I was very lucky. It was hard. But the 5th fight, I was persuaded. I was sure that I was better than him.
Is that your favorite fight ever, fighting him?
Now let me tell you, my favorite fight first of all is against Robert Kendo Racing.
Oh.
But I was one more time I was lucky. They don't know me. He doesn't have the punch.
Yeah.
So I tricked the guy. You know, I just made him believe I only kick. And after a moment, and also I have a technical. Sometimes when I feel the guy is better than me, and I want to punch him, I try to make him think that I'm tired and that I don't want to win anymore.
Yeah.
And so the guy, his hand was going down. He started to smile. And then in my head, bam! Okay. And but you cannot do that 100 times because the guy throws the no. But one of the fights I was proud is against Ole Lorsen. I lost the fight, but he didn't touch me once. All my kicks, all my punch, I didn't miss one. And he didn't touch me. He touched me maybe 1 time with the hook. I went like this, and the Kamakan, he went to call me because he went in his country.
Yeah.
1 time, and then he pushed me again. I went like this, and he called me again. Okay, so he want me to. Never mind.
Amazing.
Look at the fight. I don't miss 1 kick,
Yeah.
and another stop. I didn't train. If you train and win, you cannot be proud. It's normal.
Yeah.
But if you don't train and win,
Yeah.
you can be proud.
Yeah. Like you did something.
Because when you train hard, you're train very hard and you're scared of the fight. You're being you have a bad character. You're losing weight. You're tired. You're scared,
Yeah.
and you're not a nice person.
You're not happy.
You're not happy. So you're not happy with your friends. Not happy with your family.
Yeah.
And so it's not cool. But then when I started to know the technique, and I started being scared, and I know the fight is not about only being the strongest and the toughest. So life was easier, and I was nicer with my entourage, with my family, and that is important.
Nice. I like